without being the version that you need to be, you will never succeed at your goal, especially generating the type of revenue that you want to make as a coach, a speaker, any kind of trainer. You want to help people. There's a version of yourself you need to be, and you will always be in your situation unless you step into that person. For those who are new, again, my name is Terrell Jones, and welcome. This is to my channel. This is where I talk a lot about entrepreneurship, business, and I really focus a lot of my content around people who want to be coaches. So make sure you click the button below and subscribe if you're not already subscribed to this channel. So let's get into it. Like, who's the person that you really need to be in order to succeed? And the reason that this topic intrigues me so much is because for years I've tried to be successful. I've been in entrepreneurship for at least a decade, since I was in college. For those if you don't know, I'm from New York City, south side of the Bronx. Literally didn't see nothing but drug dealers, and I've seen prostitutes on my block. I've seen the guys rolling dice. I've seen, I've been around it all, right? And I've ran with the people that were robbing, stealing. All I can say is I thank God that I'm still here. I'm still living. I'm still breathing, and I'm living a more productive life. And the reason why I bring that up is because I didn't know anybody successful growing up, and outside of the people that I saw on the block. And for me to step out of my comfort zone and even go to college, I had to be a different type of person. I had to think a different type of way. I had to leave the mentality that I had from the hood, and I had to go and I said, let me go to college and let me try something different. I had to step out and say, let me go into corporate. So I ended up going from graduating from my undergrad, and I took up cybersecurity. So that is what my background is. Before I went full time doing this coaching thing, that's where a lot of my experience lies, right? That's where my experience lied when I was doing that, and it stretched me, the type of person I had to be to really just kind of do that, and I started figuring things out, cracked 6 figures doing that, and it really allowed me to start figuring out, okay, for the things that I want in life, I have to be a different type of person. So my entrepreneur journey started in college, and that's when I really started filling up my mind with books, courses. They give you mentors, especially when you join a network marketing company. They give you mentors, and so I was jumping on calls, going to seminars, and that kind of thing. And I was just really starting to get my mind into it, and that's kind of when I first started my own business from that standpoint. But then afterwards, I really started a few other businesses. Me and my girlfriend, which is my wife now, but she was my girlfriend at the time, and really just trying to figure it out, right? And I didn't understand the biggest thing that I didn't understand when I first started in business is that there's a reason why I only had a certain level of success or results. The results that I was getting at that time was because of the mindset that I had at that time. It was because of the thoughts that I had at the time, but more importantly, the way that I used to make decisions, right? So I used to make decisions the way that I used to make decisions, 7 years ago, 10 years ago, is way different than how I make decisions today, right? And that has a lot of different factors to it. So I get a lot of people who, I coach hundreds of entrepreneurs, coaches each and every month, impacted over 1.2 million people over the last year. I have, just helping so many people on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, courses, coaching, all of that. And I can tell you this, out of the massive amount of people that I work with and that I've seen, and the troubles and issues and challenges that I see that they're having, a big gap where what people are not realizing is that you have to be a different person in order to succeed, and there's no way around it. If you don't have the result that you want to have, then it's because you're not thinking the way that people who have that result have. Write that down if you haven't already wrote it down. That's because you're not taking the actions that those people are taking. Write that down. You're not making the decisions that those people are making. Like I just had a call with a client recently, and one of the things I was just telling them was, I said, had you told me that I would have invested in a 15K mastermind, I just invested in one recently. Had you told me that had you told me to invest in a 15K mastermind 7 years ago when I first became a coach, I would have looked at you like you had 7 heads. Like, what? I'm not investing in no mastermind. I ain't got the money. I don't know where to find it. I can't buy it. I ain't got it. Right? I would have given so much excuses, and I would have said, and I wouldn't have saw the point of it, and do I really need it, and then second guessed it, and then came back. And there's a reason why the first 2 years when I tried to get clients, like when I first became a coach, it took me 2 years of struggling, trying to figure it out to even start getting clients. And the reason why it took me that long is because I didn't even see, what's so funny is I wanted to be a coach, but I didn't even think to myself, well, if I'm going to coach other people, it probably would make sense for me to have a coach. Right? And I think a lot of people just want to just jump out there and just start helping people and coach, and great, you want to help the world and coach, but show them that you believe in investing coaching. Show them that you're willing to grow and change and do different things that you weren't willing to do before. And that's the big issue that I see with a lot of folks, is that they just completely, they're missing the who I need to be. Who you need to be it comes with skill development. So, for example, who I needed to be before, my mindset was, why do I need to invest in this? I can get all the information free that I need. And, you know, and the strategy that I had at the time was post and pray. Right? Post and pray, meaning a lot of us, we want to get clients online and through social media, but we post and then we sit back and pray. Ooh, am I going to get it? Are people going to come? Am I going to generate income? And, you know, we know how that works out. So that was the strategy that I was using. But looking back today, I can say that I wasn't really willing to invest the way that I needed to. I took way too long to make decisions. Today, if I know something is right, I make the decision, which is why I signed up for the 15K mastermind recently. I'm like, well, I know this is the right decision. This is what I need to literally 10x my level of revenue and 10x my level of impact in the world. I'm like, let's go for it. Before, I would have took weeks or months to decide. I wouldn't know, maybe I shouldn't, and, you know, let me kind of do what I'm doing. And then you would have looked up and you would have saw Coach T 6 months later in the same spot, right? And then now it's harder, especially in the coaching industry now that, you know, we got way more people that are coming into the industry, right? Because the barrier entry is so low, and then you got so many celebrities now that want to train and coach and teach what they do. Celebrities, athletes, actors, actresses, right? So, you know, so it's getting more competitive. So if you spending a lot of time to make decisions, you're always going to be behind in our industry. You know what I mean? So like, you gotta be the type of person that's gonna make decisions quickly. Does that make sense? So here's really the moral of the story, is that figure out who do you need to be. Who you know who you are now, right? And you know what you're doing now, but who do you need to be to achieve those results? The reason I'm way further in generating way more revenue than I am today is that, you know, I'm more willing to give value. I'm willing to stay up late. I'm willing to do what I need to do with, you know, the decisions that I'm making. I'm more willing to invest. I'm more willing to learn. I'm more willing to implement and not just be over learning or overthinking or overcritical, right? Or getting confused easily, right? Being afraid to take action, being fearful of what's coming next. Those are the things that held me back. And I can tell you that because I stepped into the person that I needed to be, it allowed me to really overcome those things fast, and which allows me to get results even faster. Does that make sense? So if you like this, go ahead and give this a thumbs up. Share this with somebody if you need to. If this is helpful, I'm releasing videos like this all the time, so go ahead and subscribe to this. And take your game to the next level. You got this. You know, you got people that's here rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. Should we ever work together one day? And just keep taking it step by step.